So, welcome to our meditation time this evening. If you're live or you're doing this with us later on, just thank you for spending a few minutes of your day, of your night, of your time, just beginning to find stillness. And so, from wherever you are, just close your eyes gently. Ground into those sit bones, sit up nice and tall, and just settle in to your breath. Don't worry about controlling it. Don't worry about the length or how it's coming. Just breathe and connect to it. Connect to the beginning of the inhale, to how you feel as you take the breath in, and then connect to how it feels just to relax where you're seated and to let the breath go. And just find a comfortable rhythm in and out, like the ebb and the flow of the tide. And I have a quote that I want to share, and then I'm going to kind of modify it for our time together today. It's a quote that I've used in my physical asana classes that says that yoga is not about touching your toes. It's about what you learn on the way down. And so this idea of when we stand on a yoga mat and we think that we're supposed to be perfecting something or mastering or getting to some full expression of how we think something should look. But the first thing I want us to do is we just sit here with our eyes closed and just kind of picture ourselves in those yoga classes across the time that we've experienced them. I want to remind you, a forward fold is not about touching your toes. It's about letting the breath out little by little as you hear your body asking for release. So it truly is what you learn on the way down. I learned that my neck is tight and my back is tired and the heaviness in my head just wants to release from the day. And as I learn that, my exhales become more intentional and I fold deeper. I close my eyes and I don't worry about or think about my toes. I just release. And so before I kind of modify that quote, I want you just to tuck that away in your heart. And the next time you stand on your mat, just think about that. It's not about touching my toes. It's about what I learn on my way down. And so I want to change that quote just a bit and make my own spin on it. And the words that I thought were so perfect for our time today say, meditation is not about perfecting stillness. It's about what I learn along my path toward it. Because if you show up to meditation and you sit on your comfortable cushion or on your pillow or wherever you found yourself and you close your eyes and you clench your jaw and your fist and you determine nothing is going to interrupt this time. While I don't think it's possible to fail at meditation, you will feel like you have failed in that moment. But rather, instead of trying to perfect stillness and create a posture that we think is so right and so good, why can't we just sit and be in this moment and learn about ourselves a little more as we journey toward stillness? One of the Yoga Sutras teaches us that yoga, the whole purpose is to still the fluctuations of our mind. And we know that as the body becomes still, the mind follows. As the mind becomes still, the body follows. And so it is a journey to stillness every time we show up. And so as you just let your hands just come to rest somewhere comfortable on your legs or your lap or the tabletop where you are, let the hands become still. Just let them become still. And then begin to notice that invariably, however long we hold this, the hands will want to move. Because when we make an effort towards stillness, movement becomes the only thing we think about. So instead of showing up for meditation and determining to be still and thinking about stillness, let's show up and breathe. Let's let our breath still our body. Let's let our breath still our mind. Let the breath do the work for us, and then our journey towards stillness can begin. So just like when we first sat down together and I said, don't try to control the breath, just connect to it. So let's do that across these next few minutes, first together, and then we'll grow quiet and we will just breathe. Don't bring your thoughts towards stillness. Keep your thoughts on your connection to your breath and let the breath do the work. And as it does, you will catch glimpses, big glimpses of stillness. So again, as we breathe in, notice where that inhale starts. Notice how it fills you up and how it makes you feel. And then notice when the exhale begins and how the body kind of changes and what it feels like to release. Notice the inhale. It starts. And as it finishes, the exhale takes over and begins to do its part. And we inhale. And we exhale. And we connect to our personal, individual rate of breath. So sit with me now and breathe and be ready, because the stillness will begin to come. And as we sit together and breathe, notice your hands, far less fidgety than when we were focused on keeping them still. I don't know about yours, but mine have grown heavy, and they are truly at rest. And none of my fingers or any parts of my hand are itching to move. They're finding comfort in the stillness. And so as we prepare to close our time, I want to remind you, we're not seeking perfection. There's not a model that we're trying to follow or a person that we're trying to emulate. We are amazing enough on our own. How our forward fold looks is exactly what it should be for us. And what our meditation practice evolves into is exactly what it's supposed to be for each of us. So the next time you forward fold, let the breath be your anchor and teach you things on the way down. And even once we leave this time, once you head back into your busyness of your life, and then all of a sudden you find yourself connecting back to the breath, be ready, because the breath will begin to show you the way towards stillness. Namaste.